What is up, YouTube? What is up, family? We have another request. We got what 8 years in Germany does to you. You become an alcoholic. No? Oh, I don't know. Wait a minute. I've seen this guy before. Didn't he live in America or something? Or in England or UK or something? Well, that is, England, UK. Anyway, but was he an American football player or something? Baseball player? I forgot, but I know this guy. I've seen him before. And okay, whatever. So he lives in Germany now. Starting to think that's not a bad idea.
8 years in Germany have changed me quite a bit. Now, in this list, I try to go over things that aren't such cliche, stereotypical things that are talked about all the time. A couple of the points are kind of that, but they're true.
Hey, how you doing?
I believe my phone got hacked.
I lose respect for them by 1%.
But I try to go a little bit deeper and really think about how I have changed as a person, specifically from living in Germany and Europe, and not just from getting older. And so let's get into it. 8 ways I have changed in 8 years living in Germany. I would say that I've become pretty conscious or aware of the food and things that I eat in my body, especially when it comes to kind of like chemicals and preservatives in food. It's shocking when you look at the amount of chemicals that are allowed in food in the United States.
It really is amazing. He is 100% right so far.
And that are banned here in Europe. The food regulatory bodies here in Europe are a bit more proactive, or maybe I would say much more proactive, to where food companies have to prove that certain chemicals and additives are not harmful to humans before they can add them to their products, whereas in the USA, the FDA is very reactive, and it is basically allow everything until proven otherwise. And
yeah, and so 20 years down the road, when you got 19 cancers, you go, you think it was that strawberry that I ate that was like 2 feet wide? Because the strawberry is not supposed to be this big. It's supposed to be like this big. But we got them this big. You think something might be wrong with that? I just saw a commercial on YouTube, which I actually watched. It's rare, but sometimes did you know they said in 1952, a United States chicken was 2 pounds. It was a 2-pound chicken, and that was a normal chicken. It ate grass. It ate natural. It was just left outside, and it grew up on its own and ate whatever the hell it wanted to eat, and it was all natural. In 2023, with that same chicken in the United States is 6 pounds now. 3 times bigger. The damn thing is huge. It's fat just like us. And they feed it corn and grains, and we feed it. We force feed, you know what I'm saying? And there's your problem right there. Nothing is grown naturally anymore. 100%. See, I didn't even think. I had a glass of milk once in Europe, in Spain. I had a glass of milk, and I was like, "What in the hell is this?" And they were like, "That's milk. That's real milk from an actual cow, without us messing with it." United States, you drink milk, you're like, "Whoa, it's so different." Anyway, I could go on for hours. All right, fact number 1, 100% correct.
There are thousands of chemicals that are in Americans' food supply that we are eating that are toxins and terrible for us. And I feel that every single time I come back to the States after being in Germany for a while.
So I
try and be as aware as possible when I'm in the States of what I am eating, and not poison myself with the standard American diet. So I would say I've become much more conscious of my health in that sense.
Wow. That's messed up.
Sort of along the same line as health, I've come to look at alcohol a lot differently. Yes! I think people in the States, for the most part, look at alcohol as a very extreme thing. It's either all or nothing. And I don't think that's a healthy way of looking at things at all. Obviously, there are people who have problems with alcohol, and that's a terrible thing. But I think living in Germany, you're able to see that, this can just be sort of a normal part of life. It doesn't have to be extreme. You can enjoy a beer at lunch or a glass of wine at dinner.
You can't have a case? You're not supposed to drink a case of beer? Oh, you're supposed to have 1 beer. Oh.
Dinner or whatever it is, and it can just be a nice balanced part of your life. So it's kind of abstract and a little bit difficult to explain, but I would say living in Germany has helped me have sort of what I would describe as a seasonal approach to life. It's funny, my grandpa on my Italian side, he told me when I was probably 14 or 13 years old, because he visited Europe all the time, said that the people in Europe are more close to the earth, more in tune with the earth. And I had no idea really what that meant at that age, but now living here in Germany for 8 years, I totally understand what it is. And it's, like I said, a little bit abstract, but it's basically, I feel like people in Europe are just a little bit more in tune with the natural cycle of things, especially here in Germany. It's a 4-season place. You get summer, autumn, winter, and spring. You get the 4 seasons, and in some places in the States you do get that, but here in Germany you for sure get it.
In a lot of places in the States you get that. Do you guys like snow? I'm not down with that anymore.
And it kind of just helps you transition through different seasons of life, whether it be kind of the food that you eat. Laura and I have been talking, we've been trying to eat a little bit more seasonal. It just feels more natural and good. And then even sort of the way I go about life in the seasons. I don't think you need to do everything all at once, all the time. There is a time for everything. And I also like that because it helps me think, okay, whether you're in sort of a good time or a bad time, sort of this too shall pass, things will keep going, this season will change. And that especially helps if you're in kind of a bad season.
Hey, how you doing? Good, man. How you doing? Good, man. Good. Hanging out, enjoying the weather, enjoying the sunshine. Up to anything today? Yeah, we're actually gonna head down to the lake in a couple hours and enjoy some time on the water. Very cool. Enjoy. Good stuff. See you around. Cool. Have a good one.
My love for small talk. This is a massive stereotype that Americans love small talk. Germans do not participate in small talk, and for the most part, this is true. You're in Germany here, and you're going through the checkout line. It's very rare that the cashier is going to make small talk with you and ask you about your day, whereas when you're in the States and you're going to get a coffee, they're going to ask you, so what are you up to today? How's everything going? How's your summer? And
that's not true. I'm sorry. I get a coffee every day, and all I get is hey, how are you? Okay, have a nice day. That's it. Nobody asks me about my day and how I am and how's my summer doing. I don't know what he's talking about on that one.
This is just standard. This is the American way.
No, that's not true, buddy.
And I've had a little bit of fluctuations on how I feel about it.
When you're getting a haircut, how about when you guys get a haircut? Now they ask, how's your summer? How the kids? Do you have kids? It's small talk because you're just cutting hair for like a half hour. You got, you either sit there in silence or you talk. Okay? Now I'll give you the hairdresser. But no, a coffee in a restaurant or what? Nah, nobody.
Standard. This is the American way. And I've had a little bit of fluctuations on how I feel about it, especially when I'm going back and forth between Germany and the States. Right now, I would say I totally miss the American small talk. I love it. There's something just positive and bright about it. Even if some people can say that, okay, it's a little bit superficial. This person can't actually care about your day. Or doesn't care about your summer or what you're doing.
That is true. They really don't.
You can look at it that way, but on the other hand, you can also look at it as it is a nice, genuine gesture. And there's nothing wrong with smiles.
Another way that Germany has changed me is I've started to care a bit more about privacy. Let me tell you a story. Guys, I had something pretty freaky happen to me this week, and it was that we believe my phone got hacked, and we traced the IP address of the person using my data, and it was in Stuttgart. And I was actually in Stuttgart earlier that day, and I had accessed Wi-Fi in public on my phone, and it was one of the only times in the last few years that I forgot to turn on CyberGhost VPN on my phone. Scary situation. We got it all figured out, but it just reminded me, man, I have to always turn on CyberGhost VPN.
Dude, that's your sponsor. Your phone did not get hacked. Stop it.
When I'm accessing Wi-Fi in public.
Stop it.
So CyberGhost is a world-leading
okay, yeah, yeah,
benefits as well, mainly.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It works on every major platform.
Yes, I'm sure it does, but your phone is not going to get hacked if you use Wi-Fi in public.
83%.
How many times did your phone get hacked at a hotel when you connected?
45-day money-back guarantee.
Okay. Damn.
Back to the video.
Yeah.
The United States and the Americas are known as the New World. Europe, and here in Germany and these countries in Europe, are often referred to as the Old World. And living here in the Old World has helped me develop such an increased connection to history. I think it's hard to avoid. I had a little bit of an inkling of interest in history before coming to Germany, but since living here and being able to go around to different historical sites and kind of live in a place where the Holy Roman Empire was, and there's just so much history, hundreds and thousands of years of history in these lands, it's hard to not get interested in it.
I mean, how could you not be interested? I mean, look at this town here, this city, this village, whatever you want to call it. It's that alone I would just stare all day. Like, all right, you want to go? No, I'm good. I'm just gonna sit here and stare. I'm just gonna look at this all day. That's it. I could do that all day looking at this.
Just dove on into researching and learning as much as I can about history. It has also sparked now recently, after I've learned a bunch about sort of the 20th century history in Europe, I'm super interested now in American history, which is something I don't think would have really happened, or at least not that extremely, if I didn't ever live in Germany and didn't ever get this kind of spark for learning about history. Now I'm entering into my learning about the American history, which is a lot shorter than European history, but I think living in the Old World has really ignited my love and interest and passion for history.
For every 1 minute this person is late, I lose respect for them by 1%, and it is irreversible.
So I played football in college, and in college football they really hammer home punctuality. I mean, you have to be 10 or 15 minutes early to every meeting.
All right, that's the video I watched. I remember him saying this.
Meeting or practiced or lift or anything like that. If you are not, and you're late, I love that. I'm a very punctual person, but then coming to Germany, it has kind of taken that to the extreme for me. And now I get quite angry, and I find it to be quite disrespectful when people are not punctual. It is a robbing of everybody's time. I really, really do not like it. Germans are known, it's a big stereotype that Germans are very punctual. I actually like that. There's a lot of truth to it, and it's a very positive thing. The thing that I always try to remember that my college football coach said is,
you guys would hate my wife.
If there's a meeting of 90 guys on the football team and you are 1 minute late, you just wasted 90 minutes of people's time. That's an hour and a half. So I always keep that in mind. Living in Germany for these last 8 years have hammered home the punctuality in my life, and I would like everybody to be more punctual.
2% gone. Forever.
This one's probably going to sound a little bit pretentious, and maybe on some level it is, but I feel like I have such a clear understanding and vision and perspective on the United States. I think when you're living in the United States, it's very, very difficult to see it from the outside and kind of see the full big picture. And then when you're living on the outside of the United States, you can see it from the outside and you can see it from a different perspective. But I think the fact that I've been able to live for prolonged periods in both helps me see my home country kind of in a complete picture. I struggle sometimes to talk to people about the United States and things going on in the United States here in Europe, especially because I know that they don't have kind of the full picture that you cannot get if you don't spend a prolonged period of time in the US.
And it's the same way on our end. If you don't spend enough time in France or Italy or Greece or Argentina or wherever, or Germany, then you can't say nothing. You can't say like, oh, well, we're better at, no, you don't know if we're better. Go over there first, check it out, and then make a decision who's better at whatever it is you're saying we're better at. You know what I mean? He's right about that, but it goes both ways.
Same thing can be said for if I'm talking to somebody in the United States about the United States. I struggle knowing that they don't have the outside perspective and don't have the complete picture and perspective on the USA. Like I said, it's a little bit pretentious, but the people that I'm able to have the best conversations with and the deepest conversations with, and I feel like I'm the most stimulated and things are the most clear, are people who
that have traveled,
have lived in both for prolonged periods of time. And I think living here in Germany has helped ignite that and give me the full picture of the perspective of my home country. All right, guys, that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube videos. I really appreciate it. Want to give a shout out again to the sponsor of today's video,
CyberGhost. In case your phone gets hacked, they'll prevent it. Okay, anyway, what 8 years in Germany does to you. I was hoping to see a little more of Germany. Not gonna lie, I was hoping to see more. Like each thing he said, I would have liked to, like, you know, him talking to somebody in Germany who's been in maybe the United States, and that person is giving their perspective. I mean, I know he has too, but I mean like a real German. A German, like the opposite. A German, lifelong German in German. In Germany. Who now visits the United States for like 5 years. What does he think? Something like that. Food. I would have liked to see some German food. I'm not going to lie. I would have liked to see a lot of German food. That would have been... I've seen some, but I'm always ready to see more. And then, yeah, and the history, of course. Of course. I mean, come on. You guys got more castles than we do McDonald's. It's a lot of castles. All right, anyway, good video, though. It's a good video. It's good. I'm always intrigued with stuff like this that, you know, it's not really a comparison. Well, I guess it kind of is. I guess it kind of is. He's kind of comparing it to the United States. But, no, good stuff. Good stuff. Perfect for the new channel. Yep, we're good. We're good. Good video. Take care. Peace out. Have a good night.